So you're just in time for one of the best horror movies of the year. We got the BET
I
original.
think I think horror is a very loose description. Let's call this what this is. This is a comedy.
I don't know, man. Get Out. They tried to warn us, man. White women are pretty scary. Jordan Peele.
No,
He tried to
white women
tell.
are. I mean, when your movie opens with like Karen just scrubbing out the fucking Black Lives Matter on cement,
Yeah,
that's when you know you're in for some bullshit.
it opens up pretty good. Yeah, right when the movie opens, yeah, she's got nice little
that's
black.
that's that's some mise en scène. That's some cinema right here.
She just lets you know already, right where it starts off, that yeah, you know what you're in for. You know what this woman is. What she's all about. Yeah. So here, you have this movie where it's called Karen, and everybody, Karen now has become like a big thing now. Due to social media, people recording, catching, women, who go
Yep,
great.
angry white women, usually middle aged, possibly with like 5 kids at home who have nothing better to do, calling the police on people minding their own business.
Yeah. And people think,
More often than not, those people are black.
yeah. Yeah. So, usually it's a woman who has some prejudice or, something like that. Or, like you said, middle aged white woman, kind of has the signature kind of haircut going on, kind of the swoop kind of haircut. Um, you know, and Karen has been a thing. It's just recent. People think it's kind of a new recent thing, but I don't know. I've heard about Karens.
It's yeah, it's been around forever. We've always had like that joke about like the middle aged white woman's calling. I need to speak to the manager.
Right. That's been a thing
We've
for
had
you.
that joke forever.
Yeah. It's just, I guess.
I think it's just in the like past year with like the coronavirus and the pandemic, and a lot of those clips ended up going viral, mostly because we've had jack shit else to do. Or I think the biggest one that in recent memory was like Barbecue Becky.
Yeah, barbecue Becky. Yeah, you have all these kind of different names,
Yeah,
for these women that come.
that white lady with the fucking Terminator sunglasses,
Yeah,
calling the police on some just black family having a barbecue in the park in Oakland.
yeah.
And the second the cop showed up, she started acting like scared and shit.
Yeah. So so that's kind of been a thing for a while. It's not a relatively new thing. It's just because social media kind of blew it up and everything like that. Kind of everybody's now using it now. It's become people write articles about it, and everything like that. And also with the whole kind of Karen thing as well. Um, I think a lot of it has to do with now, like, everybody's calling everybody a Karen. Like, people just, when something get on the internet, everybody just misuses it. So now they call every woman who gets angry a Karen. It's like, well, that's not really what it is. And they call this a Karen and that, and it's like, that's not really how you use the term at all. So that's kind of what happens when kind of that vernacular gets on the internet, and then people just use it to describe anything and everything. And it's like, that's kind of not what it is and not what it's about. So that's kind of what happens. But so in this movie here, you have Tara Manning, who I heard is actually a Karen in real life. A lot of stuff she actually does in real life. I heard she's actually pretty much
Oh yeah, she was hardcore anti-vax.
yeah. So I heard she's
Yeah,
yeah.
and tanked her own career to the point where the only work she can get is fucking on BET.
Yeah, and people know Tara Manning. She was in the show Orange Is the New Black. She was the
Hmm.
drug addict in that show in prison. I know. I think there were quite a bit of drug addicts in that show, but you know what I mean. She was kind of the white trash one in that show, the kind of the racist one, white trash one on the show. And I thought it was a good performance. I did watch Orange Is the New Black. I did see it. I never finished it. Have you ever seen Orange Is the New Black?
I think I watched like the first 2 seasons, but beyond that, I haven't watched it.
Okay. Yeah, I think it's a pretty good show, and she's, I think, pretty good in it. They utilize kind of her role very well, and people also might know her. She was also in 8 Mile. She was Eminem's girlfriend in that. She was a love interest in. Oh no, she was. No, she wasn't love interest in that.
No, that was Brittany Murphy. That was
Brittany
the love
Murphy
interest
was.
in.
Yeah, Tara Manning. Yeah, she was. Yeah, she was another character there, and she was also in Hustle and Flow, as well. with Terrence Howard as well. So here, you have a black couple that moves into this nice suburban neighborhood, and that just automatically triggers the Karen. You know what I mean? She sees the black family move in and unpack and everything like that, and just immediately kind of death stares them as well. You know what I mean? Just kind of just staring at them across.
It's like death staring in the most unintentionally hilarious way. And something I found funny in the movie, she's the only one that's giving them shit, and this couple is just so attacked. It's like, we live in a neighborhood full of racists. It's like, it's literally just this one white lady.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, yeah, pretty much. And then, in the movie, of course, she's part of the HOA. You know what I mean? Of community and everything like that, of dictating the rules of the neighborhood, and she's the president of it. She has one friend who, I don't know. She looked kind of Asian. I don't know if she was or not. I don't know if she was just white or if she was supposed to be.
I think I don't know. She looked like Asian to me, but I can never tell.
Yeah, who is, I guess, the liberal kind of person, liberal friend, I guess, who's like, well, that's just racist. Everything you say is racist. It's like, well, she's a everybody knows she is kind of racist. Like the whole neighborhood knows.
She's not. She's not even hiding it well.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty clearly overt. You know what I mean? All her racism. So it's just kind of just like, okay, everybody knows it in part of the neighborhood that she is. So it's like, I don't know why this is such a shock to you. You know what I mean? Being on this HOA board, I don't know why that's such a. But a lot of people on the HOA board too, like a couple other people, they are kind of racist too. Like the other one woman who, the one with the kind of the turtleneck and she had the necklace on, she kind of also was kind of racist too. So, that they also aren't kind of good people either. But they're kind of just going like, listen, we can't really do anything. I mean, you're complaining about these black people. Okay, they left their garbage cans out. Okay. All right, there's not really much we can work with here. I don't know. There's not really much we can do. Try to, you know what I mean? Just leave it alone. We don't want an incident. We don't want anything to happen. And that's kind of what she progressively tries to do throughout the film, is kind of just get these black people kicked out of the neighborhood. She's stalking them. She's got cameras set up that are pointed directly at their house. And
every time it cuts to her watching it, it's like the most fucking evil supervillain lighting.
Yes, that's what you got to think, because this movie is directed by Coke Daniels, and the stuff he chooses to do camera work wise is so weird, because there's like a scene where this character sitting around, she gets invited to the house for a housewarming party, and then she's talking. There's other black people there, and they're talking all about it's like the dialogue is just like they just copied and paste Facebook comment sections.
The dialogue. The dialogue. It's cut and paste from like a Now This comment section.
Yeah, you know what I mean. It's kind of just cut and paste. You got the black people sitting there, talking about an incident, Black Lives Matter incident. Black guy got shot and killed by the police, and it's just straight out of comment section. It's like, he was reaching for something. They'll just kill you for whatever reason. And she comes in, and then she says,
well, bad things happen to people who don't comply.
Yeah, she says like, well, I have my family's law enforcement, and why don't you just people go back to where you came from and all this. So she says all the classic racist tropes and racist things that tons of people say. But the way it's shot is so weird, because it'll have her saying something, then the camera will swing back to what the other person's saying, then swing back to what the other guy, and it's just kind of, I'm like, why did you choose to edit it like that? Like, that is just so weird. And then there's one scene where two people...
honestly, man, who knows? To quote the Suicide Squad, who knows why Mad Men do what they do?
Yeah, because it's just a weird show. It kind of just gives you whiplash. Like, why are you swinging the camera that much? Like, Jesus Christ. Like
this... Yeah, I know we talked about this trailer when it first came online, and I think the most apt thing, this is if like Tommy Wiseau or Neil Breen tried to make something like Get Out.
Pretty much. Yeah, it's a super surface level commentary, about racism, and
surface level commentary about racism, and it's done in the so like played straight that it ends up being unintentionally funny. I watched this movie last night with my girlfriend and two of our other friends. We ordered pizza and we got a bunch of beer, and we were laughing the entire movie.
Yeah, because it just a lot of it is just so comical in the way they choose to do things. Like you almost have to think it is intentional. A lot of the stuff they do, and the black couple. So the black couple, you have Imani, who's played by Jasmine Burke, who is, I mean, I'd say is really gorgeous. You know, a very beautiful woman herself. I've never really seen her before.
Absolutely, but absolutely. I'm on her IMDb. It doesn't look like she's been anything that hasn't went straight to BET.
Okay, so she's a BET veteran actress. Okay, so she.
Oh, veteran BET. She's had like small roles in stuff like Ride Along or like Big Mama's House.
Mm. Somebody's getting.
And,
Yeah.
yeah, and Corey Hardick, he's been in stuff that's like more acclaimed. Like he's been in stuff like The Shy, All American. He's had small roles in stuff like American Sniper or Transcendence, Eastbound and Down. But it's always been like very small roles. I think this is like one of the first times he's been given a lead in something.
Okay. Yeah, you know, and like, did you also mention like Battle of LA? Because he was, I think he was also in that as well.
Oh yeah, I forgot about.
Yeah, he was also
Yeah,
in
that is on his IMDb.
yeah, Battle of LA. So it's not really any real recognizable names in the cast at all. You know, in the kind of in the movie, you're gonna have it's like kind of like Tyler Perry level production acting as far as that goes. You know, a lot of the people they're just kind of really bad. I mean, Jasmine Burke, like I said, she is gorgeous, but a lot of her line reading is terrible.
Oh,
A lot of her line reading is like really bad.
yeah, the entire time I was just like, you want to really? That's the take you want to go with? Okay.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's yeah, a lot of it's like really like it's like she's literally like reading it from a cue card. Like a lot of stuff she says is just so like she is kind of literally reading it that way. And it's like really weird. And you know, kind of like with this movie. So when you have kind of like one of these stalker, you know, kind of movies, like something like Cape Fear, or you know, like a lower version like Obsessed, or When the Bow Breaks, or something like Intruder with
Or oh, hey, don't disrespect The Intruder. That movie is awesome.
Yeah, and I had a lot of fun with Intruder with Dennis Quaid, but it's like it kind of turns into something else eventually. Like, so what I mean by that is here is like, so Karen is all obsessed with getting these people out of the neighborhood, but then it seems like she also is having BBC fantasies. You know what I mean? Like looking through the window.
That's what we were. Me and my partner were talking about when we watched it last night. It's like, is she trying to like get him out of the neighborhood, or is she trying to fuck him?
Yeah,
I don't.
Because
It's like BET's just saying, hey, Karens only hate black people this much because they secretly want to fuck them.
Yeah, I mean, it's just because it's really weird because this is a scene where at first her son is like looking through the window at him, like the you know, him and his wife undressing and everything like that, and getting ready to have sex, and then she was like, "Oh my god, what are you doing?"
Okay, that scene, that's on them. They did it like right by the window.
You know,
they didn't have no blinds, no curtains up. That's on them.
Yeah, I mean, they had no curtains up and everything like that, but still, I mean, you can't just be, you know, watching people from your window. And he was like, and the kid was like really staring, like he was intense, like he was
dude was. There was like a cut where he was like reaching for some tissues and a bottle of lotion.
Oh yeah, absolutely, because he was like looking through the shit hard and through the blinds. I'm like, damn. So she catches him, and then she's like, okay, get downstairs. But then she's up there caressing the glass too and looking
she's like,
yeah. I mean, it's like, so it's like,
it to be mine.
So it's like, so is he trying to like, you know, get with him? And then there's a scene where she has him help her with her car, like put in antifreeze, and then she's rubbing all on him and touching him.
She's flirting. It's like, yeah, take your stuff up in the washing machine. Here's the bathroom. And didn't even hide all the Confederate shit that's in the trailer.
Yeah, and like it just doesn't make any sense why, because when she first meets him, she won't even touch him. And she won't even, you know, do that. So it's like weird that now all of a sudden she went from not even touching them to shaking hands. So it's like supposed to establish how she's so racist she won't even shake hands with a black person. But then all of a sudden now she's like rubbing all on him. She's watching him through the window. She wants him to take his shirt off and come into that. It's like, okay, you're not even consistent in her racism. You're not even, you know what I mean, like consistent in that anyway. So I thought that was incredibly weird. And kind of throughout, she constantly watching him peeking. She's watching him smoke weed in his car. She's talking to him about that. And like I said, all the stuff she says is all overtly racist. And of course, some of this stuff people might say like, well, yeah, a lot of this stuff happens in real life. A lot of people you will see that online, or you will see that in real life. A lot of people say, again, like I said, a lot of this dialogue is ripped straight from like a comment section you'll see on Facebook or anything like that.
It's yeah, it's ripped straight from like a Ben Shapiro or like a Now This comment section.
Yeah, so but it's just the way it's done is so incredibly lazy and ham-fisted and just terrible in a lot of stuff it does. And the camera work, a lot of stuff is pretty bad. Like another interesting camera work, there's a scene where her daughter, like the Karen's daughter, she'll go help. She was some trash got knocked over, and then she's helping.
That scene in the trailer where it's like she's just walking by their house, like fuck your trash.
Yeah, and so the daughter helps her pick it up. And then it cuts. It's like when they're talking, it's another weird.
It's like a reverse shot of just like the most boring conversation. It's like, yeah, my boyfriend's black. My mom doesn't like black people, but I'm black.
Yeah.
Yeah, she doesn't like you either.
Yeah.
Delivered with the you think I'm joking, but it's delivered with that amount of emotion.
Yeah, I mean,
lack thereof.
It's just like it's also these super close up shots of their faces. It's like I don't know why you did it that way, and all these super close up shots like that. I guess to make it more intense. I guess. And there's like a fight scene in this movie that's really bad. Like that looks that's pretty terrible that they have. And then as she's progressively as things ratchet up, because she also has a brother who's in law enforcement, and you learn with the Karen's backstory. Like a lot of these kind of.
If you thought Karen was bad, like her cop brother, it's so exaggerated to the point where, again, like most things in this movie, it's unintentionally funny.
Yeah. For me, I thought,
like, hey, that wasn't police procedure. It's like, yeah, but we got the Brotherhood backing you.
Yeah, a lot of stuff he does, super cliche stuff. I don't know. He's kind of one of my favorite people in the movie. I thought he's pretty spot on. I mean, he had the look.
Yeah, he was the guy. Yeah, but the most hilarious thing is like his character was introduced early on, and it's like Karen's having lunch with one of her friends, and her friend is like, "Wow, your brother's so hot." Huh?
Yeah, I mean, well, hey,
wait,
man. What? I mean, white supremacy is kind of sexy to white women, You know what I mean? Like that's kind of hot to them. They like that. They like Nazis like that. White supremacists, they like that. Yeah.
You can Mein Kampf in my pants.
But like throughout the movie, she also does Karen activities. She like calls the manager on somebody at the restaurant.
It was like whoever was screenwriting this, which, by the way, the biggest crime is that somebody got paid to write some of this dialogue and write this movie. But it's like they had a checklist of every single like Karen thing that they had to hit in order to make this movie. And yep, she calls the police on a bunch of black kids, talks to the manager, gets someone kicked out of a restaurant, goes to a party around a bunch of black people and just says, yeah, maybe you should just go back to Africa, or like all lives matter bullshit.
Yeah, I mean, so yeah, she has the checklist of those activities she goes through. At a restaurant, I don't know, and if the restaurant scene, I know that the guy, he's familiar. People might know him. He's in the movie called Lorenzo Cromwell. He's from things like he does like sketch comedy, like on the internet. You might see like his videos go viral sometimes, like on Instagram, and I think maybe he was on Vine when Vine was a thing, maybe. But he's also like appeared in like things like Wild and Out and stuff like that. But he's kind of a comedian like that. I don't know. You know what? I don't want to take the Karen side, but that brother was laughing kind of hard though. I mean, he was laughing like.
That dude, he was kind of like, just like, keep it down a little bit.
You know what I mean? Because, you know what I mean? I mean, all the
Also, at least wait till she's like out of earshot before you start talking shit.
Yeah, I mean, So
Also, the
yeah.
most hilarious thing is like the manager wasn't even far away. She was like right there next to that table.
Oh, I didn't even see that. I didn't even see, yeah, see how far the manager was. Yeah. So I was just like, yeah, but I was like, yeah, he was kind of like everybody was kind of looking at him over and next to him, like this motherfucker is really loud, like in that
Yeah,
restaurant.
yeah, yeah. But you bring up a good point about how that dude Cromwell, a lot of his background is in stuff like sketch comedy. Um, that's what this entire movie feels like. This feels like something you'd see on like Funny or Die. This
Yeah,
feels like a goddamn college humor Karen sketch. Even to the point where the end they're trying to have like this big rousing speech about racism, and they have just this one dude off to the side just playing the trumpet really fucking loud while this dude's trying to give a speech.
yeah, that. So yeah, so at the kind of so like I said, things kind of ratchet up, and then there's as the movie kind of keeps going, it's all about kind of how they're trying to fight back against her and the racism, like I said, like kind of how these movies do, and trying to like at some point they're thinking about even leaving the neighborhood, and they're like, no, we're gonna stay here, we're gonna fight, and we're gonna kind of take action against her, and then that's when things start getting bad for her, and then things start to get bad for them, and at them trying to kind of constantly keep going at each other. But the ending is terrible. I mean, the ending is so is so
Oh
awful.
yeah,
With
it's so over the top and ham fisted
it's like
that
I mean, you can't be serious with that ending. There's no
it's
way
like
you wrote that ending. You can't
like
you serious.
y'all. I've My partner will testify to this. I straight up got up and was like, y'all motherfuckers are not this goddamn message in this movie. Y'all
Yeah.
know exactly what you were doing.
Yeah, I just, I mean, like, wow, this is like this is not even good for like a student film. Like that would be good. Like you wouldn't even be this bad of an ending if it was like a student film or anything like that. So I was like, or a YouTube video. Like it's like Jesus Christ. So yeah, I mean, I'll let you people. I'll let you people watch it for yourselves. That ending because it's just like wow, Jesus Christ.
It's awful. This
It's
entire movie's fucking terrible,
yeah.
but up until like the ending, it's terrible, but in a way that is fun to watch with, just get a bunch of friends. Don't bother paying for this shit. Just like pirate the fuck out of this movie, order some pizza, get yourself some beer, and watch it with a group because that's how I watch it, and it was the most fun I've had in a minute.
Yeah, I mean that's pretty much how you would want to watch it. Having fun with other people around. So it's tough. It's tough to rate something like this because it's like, well, I was entertained at just how terrible it was, but it's not a good movie and it's not shot well. It's not
yeah,
acted well.
yeah, yeah. If I'm rating it as a movie, this is a fucking 0 out of 10. It's incompetent to the point of hilarity, but it's also one of the best comedies I've seen this year.
I mean, for just entertainment value, I'd give it just a 6. Just on entertainment value. I mean, as a movie itself, I mean, no, it's. I mean, the acting's bad. The script, the script is bad.
This is probably gonna end up on the worst of the year list, but I can't. I'd be lying if I said I wasn't entertained.
Yeah, and like, I mean, Tara Manning. I mean, she's funny, I guess, as the Karen. I mean, she's not really, she's it's over exaggeration of what's happening, and this the scenes it's even more made kind of over exaggerated when they cut to her. Like you said, these scenes like there's like 3 or 4 different scenes where she's just staring into the camera or just lurking like that. You know what I mean? And just looking. You don't even know what she's looking at. She's just looking intensely at it. And and this dramatic music plays over her, and it's like, okay, this is so comical the way they do this. Like she's all in darkness. It's like,
I was waiting for like a fucking thunder strike every time they said her name, kind of like how they did in Young Frankenstein of like Frau Bruher, and then the horses just whinny in fear in the background.
oh yeah, because they make a joke about her name in the movie. Like it's a Karen. It's like no, what's her real name? No, it's
Yeah,
no like
Karen. Yeah, I know she's a Karen. What's her real name?
it's like no, that's
Karen.
yeah, that's her real
Yeah,
name, bro.
Karen named Karen.
Yeah. So I don't know. I mean, you white women, they did you dirty in here. I mean, first of all, they didn't even give you a good movie. I mean, if they're gonna make you a villain, you know what I mean. In this, they at least gotta give you white women a better movie than this. I'd be
They,
raging.
they gotta get Yeah, you got to get like the Thanos treatment because this movie ain't it.
Yeah. And I know like a lot of white women have talked about the word Karen and everything, have been mad about it, and actual Karens have actually said, that's just such an insult to me, and everywhere I go, people call me that. And yeah, so I don't know, try to do your best, because this movie is. I don't know. Not a lot of people probably even gonna see this movie anyway, so you probably don't have anything to worry about. So yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
so for entertainment
Yeah.
value, yeah, 6 for me.
Entertainment value, I'd say 6 out of 10. As a movie, it's 0 out of 10.
Yeah. All right. I think I actually kind of want to see it again. Actually, like I had a lot of fun. Like, I actually think I want to see it again. Yeah. See
I
what's
had fun. This is probably gonna end up on my like, hey, I got friends coming over. We're drinking. Let's order some pizza and watch some stupid shit
Yeah.
and laugh the entire movie.